Hello, hello. Welcome to another Yes Futures trading stream. Um, I did some changes on my screen. What I have now here is um, I have the daily histograms on the left side, right? This time just the histograms because what I was observing, all of these changes are always based on what the market is doing. Um, I decided to I decided to keep on the side this daily histograms. Okay, what I'm seeing here, for example, is the ES. We have a range. We have a range here. Huh? We have a channel. Call it whatever you want to call it. And one of let me minimize this a little bit so I can see better as well. And the same thing was happening. Nasdaq as well. Oh boy. You got this channel, right? Oh, come on, man. Oh boy, it's kind of like this. Both of them. It is clearer. It is kind of like clearer in the years. What I see here is a breakout of the range to the upside, right? Come back into the range and then immediately the target test the opposite side of the range. I can't say this is a look below. I would consider this part of the range. And all surprise, what happened next, right? It start moving inside. So we are inside this range here. As long as this markets are inside, it's a really hard market to trade. That's the first thing, right? Really, it's the first thing that to observe. And if I'm going to be doing anything here, it has to be very clear. It has to be very clear what for me to do anything here, right? Now, the next observation that I have on these markets is, and that's the reason why I am changing to these histograms, so I can see better, right? Um, because these markets, or how these markets are behaving now, especially you know when short-term traders are dominating the sessions, right? These markets are actually targeting this accumulations of volume that happens throughout the day. Yesterday, for example, I don't know, you can see this profile here. I'm talking about the ES now. This profile here. This one is yesterday. Okay. What I did here is basically remove the TPO charts and kept only, and also remove the volume. I am not interested in volume for this chart, and it's the same. It is the same structure that I have here. The difference with the previous ones is this. Let me show you what is different here. Okay, this is what I used to have before. Okay, it's a little bit more. a little bit more detail. I can see, as I say, I'm testing here. I can see here, for example, that I have some accumulation. Those few here. I have a little bit more detail, for example. But what is important to me are these reds here. Uh, I have been observing. I have been observing that this market is just moving back and forth or targeting these areas of huge accumulation of volume, right? You just check this one and you will see if I'm going to move now towards this area. I have what I have here, for example, this range forming, right? As soon as this one is, of course, it's in everything has to be seen in context, right? What matters to me is that there is nothing here, for example, right? In this area. There's absolutely nothing, no volume. And if anything is going to be done to the downside, we need volume here going low. As it market goes lower, we need volume. Why need to see volume, for example? Huh? And what happened yesterday is is that as the market was going lower, the volume started to decrease significantly. Allow me a second, please. Hey Google, stop. Alright, nothing weird than your speaker. Oh, I'm so lucky here. All right, where I was. Getting a land. Oh, I was, and that's no, that's the reason why I have now. I have this study here, which is volume. Okay, I have built this study for volume. Um, I used to have this. I mean, I still have it. It is inside this chart, but it's not display now because now I believe this is a better. Or whenever I want to check this, I just can hit any of these windows here. I can see it. But what matters most to me is how much volume I have relative to the previous day. And here, what I have, for example, is um, in the first period today, I have 7% lower than yesterday. Okay, so this is real time. Yes, yeah, and then increase it. Right, it was 10 then 11, then 20. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 periods. What is happening during these 4 periods? Well, first, this is an inside day. Okay, we have this day, and the market is inside previous day range. I basically have nothing here. Right, the market is printing. Maybe we may have something tomorrow. As the market develops, we may have some breakout of this range, maybe to the upside. Got to be very careful if there's a breakout here. For example, if it breaks out to the upside, let's start to the upside. To the upside, breaking out, if this range is printed or ends like this, right? The immediate thing I have to check is this level here, right? Which yesterday's high, sent to the downside, and it's the upside continuation. And the main reference that I have in the upper side, right? The main reference that I have in the upper side is November high, which comes from this chart, which is the monthly in this case, right? That is giving me a trend to the downside. Very questionable, very close. We are very close one, very close to each other. Basically short-term trading here, but this is very important. If this market now breaks, right, breaks this range. Again, this is just an A scenario. I am just playing here. Then the next thing I have on the upper side, from the trading, from the trader standpoint view, I have the 6900. If this level is not taken, okay, that for me is short. Because if this one is not taken, I cannot even think about this one up here, right? In these two, if I have these two, I also have this range here. I kind of like which if this starts tomorrow, where this level is, uh, that will be breaking just to get to the opposite side of the range. Okay, just to get to the opposite side of the range, it will have to break the 6900 and get maybe around the 6915, something like that, which is which is the market taking what is for me the main reference in the upper side, November high, right? And that is change, right? That's significant change. Now we have a trend to the really the market is one time frame trading lower. Yeah, the second day is going lower. Inside a channel that's going higher. The weekly is to the upside, right? It's printing an inside bar, right? And the monthly is to the downside. So every single time frame is different. We have one that is going higher, the other one that is going lower, and the other one that is in range, is in balance. Those kind of markets are really hard, very complicated market, very complex markets. From the trading, from my perspective, from the perspective of a short-term trader or the day trader that I am, it's really hard. So just starting from that approach, if I have that approach, if I have that point of view of the market, what I'm going to do, what is most likely, right? What is the most likely thing that or activity that I will be doing? Most likely, I will be sitting on my hands, just watching the market. Today, for example, um, I really wasn't into as the day closed yesterday. I said, man, this market really this has really good odds that tomorrow is going to be an inside day, tremendous back and forth rotation. Base it base it in the following. Okay? I'm going to kind of like we have seen these volumes, right? During this day, we have volume that has this shape, right? Kind of like this, right? It is very thin here. Those are like this tremendous weight here, right? If you call it, there's a good also may check that just by looking at these profiles. The next thing the market does, the thing the market does is it don't challenge this volume. Okay, it don't even get it didn't even get to the center, right? Opens, and up we go, right? I have explained in this day, this was a trade that, boy, this was a setup that was, um, I guess I was waiting for almost 4 years, right? It took the market 4 years to give me this, right? What happened yesterday? What happened before yesterday? The next thing we see, right? There is good amounts of loans here, right? Because this is a breakout of this range. I want to see upside continuation here. Monitor for upside continuation, or can see there's rejection. Can see the market did not opening outside uh, uh, to, to the upside. As a matter of fact, the first thing it does is just sells. Look at what is the opening, and sells right away. right? We have inventory overnight inventory here, plus this one. This is liquidated. This one is liquidated. There's accumulation here now, right? And what is below? Whites, whites, whites. There's a little bit here, right? Kind of like, but it's too far. The distance that this market is from this level here, there's a 6,800. It's relatively far, you know, for this market to do something relative to this, because this will be a breakout, or the market getting out of the balance, and it is not the job of short-term traders or short-term trading to get the market out of balance. This will be market getting out of balance, same as in here, same as in here, or this specific part, right? Right? And then we have to monitor for continuation, to target just this area here. And but the thing that I have in the upper side is actually closer, right? This accumulation here, there is some group that has shorted from this area here, right? Because there is always shorts and longs at any given level. But there are still here, there's accumulation here, and I can consider this upper accumulation and this lower accumulation as the limits, right? And the limits of the market or of today's range in the previous to FOMC, right? So more likely, and this happens all the time, right? Most likely, if I have something, I'm still going to use. I'm going to keep using this. This is actually really nice. It's really easy to talk about when you have this thing. It's very clear. Now, I have, for example, what I can do is I can join these histograms. I'm going to join just these three, okay? I'm going to merge this profile. Now look at what you have here. What I have is an accumulation on the upper side, accumulation the about the lower side, and the next thing that happened, value starts to accumulate at the same. Right? Notice the breakout failure, and notice where the low is. This is a very risky market, man. Really, it's a very risky market. Now, if there is a breakout here, in this case to the downside, I think the next one in the lower side is this area here. I believe this is also this is also merge. Is this a merge? Yeah, it is a merge. I have merged a lot of. Let's unmerge. Let's undo this merge. Oh, no, it's not a merge. This is a day actually. Yeah. Yeah. You can see we have a big area here, down here. Tremendous accumulation here. Let me maximize this. I will add. I got a lot of time to talk today. I'm going to add more days. Data limiting. Let me add 40 days. Okay. Don't want to do that. Don't want to do too much. There's a lot of data. That's 66% out of memory. That's a lot of memory this is using. No, but I still don't see. I still don't see the all-time high. Let me add more. Let me add 5 more days. I think that's all I need. I don't want to have too much here. All right, this is the all-time high. Okay. There you go. This is the all-time high. And look what we have here. This is really, boy, this is dangerous, man. This is really dangerous. This, okay. This is a very narrow range here. A breakout of this range here, and I have some accumulation here on the upper side. All right, I have that has been liquidated now. But from the short term, from the intraday, for daily, for the day trading point of view, okay, my reference in the lower side are this one, which is, how much is this? 67, yeah, okay. This is 67, 60, 66, and this one should be 66, 66. Oh no, okay, no, my bad. But I have this accumulation here. If you put these two together, this is going to be big, man. Let's do that. Let's put these two together. As a matter of fact, I can very well do these three, only these three, not only these two, okay? Because this was going lower when the market was going lower, right? Well, was long. There's a fake fake breakout here, a reversal that is taken back, and then it starts again. So what I can do is I can use this tree. Oh boy, this tree here. Uh, Look at this. There is three profiles here. There are three profiles here in this day. And there are three profiles here. How much volume do I have here? And compare. I don't even need the numbers here. Right? I don't even need the numbers here. Compare that to this one. Only in this day there is more volume here than in here. Look at this day as well. And this one is a 3-day merge, right? This one is very thin. This market is very thin as it was going high. Got a range and the all-time high here. The all-time high up here with this volume. Okay. Let me merge these 3 days. These 3 days. I guess I can do that because this is the same. Notice that there is. I can also use. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do the whole thing to this, but what I can see here is this day is adding to this day. Okay. This day is adding to this day before the market had a break, have a second leg to the downside here. That's one, and this another attempt here in this day, and then after that we have traders call this bear flag, bull flag, whatever. Right? If this goes to the upside, it's a bull flag. If it goes to the downside, it's a bear flag. So it doesn't matter really how it's called. But it's an accumulation here. There's a range, there's potential here, right? Well, the same thing. Breakout there can be a breakout to the downside and an upside, short covering that may happen after that. But I'm not saying that's going to happen. All right. I have to be ready for what the market presents. Right? And many times this business is very counterintuitive. If I have the perception that everybody is agreeing in some sort of outcome that the market is going to have, I got to be very careful. That's when things can become interesting, because when everybody agrees, the market just do its thing, huh? And it's going to be really hard for many traders to remain flexible once everybody has agreed the market is going to do something, because the market has to do this, right? The market is weak or the market is strong, the market has to make an all-time high. The market doesn't have to do anything. The market doesn't care about my opinion or my analysis, the market, the market doesn't give a flying fuck about what I think. I have to be very aware of that, and I have to remain flexible. Okay. Now let me do something here. It is just too much things that I have here, man. Mm-hmm. I have a. I'm going to do. I want to highlight. Okay. Let's move this to this area, for example. Let's do it here. Okay. Now the next thing I'm gonna do is this one. I better undo the merges here. Okay, move. I want to move this drawing. Uh-oh. Move drawing, move drawing. I have to move it. I want to move it here. Let me move it a little bit further. Okay? So as long as the market doesn't take these areas, because these areas act or behave like magnets for this, not for every kind of market. Okay, got to be very careful doing that observation there. It's for these kind of markets, for the kind of markets that we are that I am observing now. Now this is part of my homework. What you're seeing here, what I'm doing is part of my homework. In slow days, when it seems that there is no opportunities, I will find myself, you know, kind of like a checking what these markets can do. And you see what I'm doing this. Okay, this is only one day, okay? One day, what we have above, what I see above is only this thing, all right? Only one thing that is attracting, that can attract the market, and look at what we have below. Not even that. Like this can be really huge here. Look at this, man. This is really nice accumulation here. And I have another one here, about the same size, a little bit big, a little bit bigger actually, right? A little bit bigger here. What is 15 here? Move. No, it's too high. What about there? Yeah, that's better. Right there. In this way, I can just keep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 15, 20 days. I'm not going to use too many resources here. Let's do 20 days here. And what? What happened there? Oh, 20 days. Let's apply this. Let's hit OK. All right, right there. And this is all I need. I don't need much. So now I have enough information in my charts to monitor whatever reaction the market may have tomorrow during or after FOMC release and during the chairman Powell press conference. Let me save this save chat book. All right. Something else that I have started to observe or to monitor is March contract. Okay. Well, what I want to see from March contract is how volume starts to come. I don't have much volume here, 3,000, 3,000. This is, and check this out. This is something I want to show you. Just yesterday, for example, or today, so far is 2,000. Yesterday is 4,000, right? But let's check the website. Let's check the website and look at how much we have. Monday, which is yesterday, okay, 35,000. While my charts, Sierra, is showing less than 4,000 there. Okay, what's happening with those 30,000 contracts? It's not that much. Okay, this is not that much, but as the days progress and we get closer and closer to the day in which these markets are going to explode in volume during the peak of the rollover period, this difference, the one that is registered here and versus what the official website, CME website has, is going to be higher and higher. Okay, so there's a lot of things that happen here. Private, we have private exchanges, dark pools, a lot of things that happen. Um, Many activities that I cannot see, that I'm not aware of, and which and this is another uh, thing that makes the trade harder during this period of time. So, and that's why I'm exercising a lot of caution here. My approach is just basically watch. If I can, better relax, sleep a little bit more, um, because there's the risk for me is high. Okay, let's keep the okay. All right, and you can see why I have put this inside. All of these charts are now inside this big one, so I have more space. I don't have to. I mean, it's easier for me. Now, going to what's happening right now. Okay, well, I guess yesterday we have one trade, only one trade. Uh, the low is very questionable. We have excess, the same kind of high that we have here. And there's a kind of trade, right? Maybe there were two trades yesterday, okay? But the same kind of trade that we have here, the second opportunity we have up here, is the same kind we had here. Yeah? Just a couple ticks of excess, and then down we go, up we go. Okay, and you can see clearly this is just liquidation, okay, of this attempt to take the market um, more of this. Okay, of this attempt to take the market out of balance, right? Look above, failure. Okay, where possible, okay, check your monthly, check your weekly. What do you have there? And basically, yesterday I was just checking the daily to look for a pulse probably down, probably destination in the lower side. But while the market was doing that, it gives us, or it left another very questionable high here. Very, very questionable high here. That this one has been corrected, but look at what's happening now. What do we have here in the upper side now? Let's close this profile. This is not a reference anymore. Let's erase this. This one is still here. I mean, there's not much now, right? But just look where it came from, right? Exactly from half back, right? Exactly from half back. Now, all this movement has, so the correction doesn't necessarily need to come back all the way up to here or fix this, right? But most of the volume, notice where all this volume is, right? Trade is trying to take the market lower and lower, right? Without realizing there's a support down here. This one remains, doesn't have the same. Why I'm keeping this reference in the upper side? The only reason why I'm keeping this in the upper side is because right above, from the previous day, I have, or I can see these ones here. You got 1, 2, 3 here. This market just adding, this basically was an attempt to squeeze these shorts, an attempt that has failed. Right? This was basically a copy and paste of the trade that happened on Friday, but in the opposite direction. Okay, really. So let me close this one, and now let me open today's. Look at what you have up here. All right, this one is 3Y. We have 3Y firecracker potential effect. This is a very, I'm going to call it questionable, questionable high, questionable high. I didn't realize it has another name. It was a low. I did a copy one this. This is a questionable low. Why is a questionable low? The same reason, right? While this was just aiming at this area here, what we have here is a low. This is Thursday. This is Friday, right? Yeah, this is Friday. This is Monday. Yeah, this is Thursday here. Where this make a stand? Right there. All right. This low was right at zero. And we are just in between, adding value to this range here. So we have, let me go back again to my daily histograms. We have this range, right? We have this range, break, look above and fail. Forgive the inaccuracy here. I will try to be as more accurate as I can here, okay? Because I have a breakout here and failure, look above and failure. Maybe there's something like that. I wouldn't risk saying that, right? But something that maybe for me here is maybe a range like this. Now, instead of having an upside channel, we may have a sideways channel here. But right now, as we speak, the highs, being short in this market is very risky. If I am going to pick something, if somebody put a gun on my head, you have to be long or short, I wouldn't be short. Okay, because there's a weakness here, this one, and right now this one. On top of that, we have value is overlapping higher, so it's higher, but it is an inside day. Right? You can see this one is inside previous day range. Okay. So there's nothing, no blocks, absolutely. There's empty. There's a vacuum. There's no compromise in any kind of positions right now, or at least that's what I see. I got Um, I will need to change. I am observing just too often I see blocks here. These ones, this is Nasdaq, okay? Uh, um, my oh come on, man. Okay, so I have here blocks above 400. I guess I'm going to change that for to 500. It just comes too often, man. Really, I really don't like that. Hmm. Let me change that right away. When something happens too often, it's not. It just loses. What is this? It's the volume price. Okay, that's my. This is what I built here. 400. Let's do this 500. 500. Okay, and let's see what happens. And why I'm doing that? Move down. Apply. Okay. All right. I think that's better. Yeah, that's better because I don't see anything. I don't see anything like that in the ES here. What? It's not even close. In the ES I have 10,000. Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be 10,000, right? But at least something I have observed, right? That if I have a volume closer to 1,000, I mean to 10,000 at any given level, what I will see is the market reacting to that level, right? Either the breakouts that happen through those levels are going to be sustainable, or the rejections, right, are going to be sharp if it happens. And when I have too much, it just loses validity. Okay, now let's check Nasdaq now. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Nasdaq. This is today's low down here. This low has been taken. Now have another low. Now this is I don't know if you have noticed this, right? Um, what the ES has done yesterday, we have a question below here. We have a question below here, right? It just happens have the same low, very questionable low. Nasdaq is doing that today. That's one thing. The other thing that I have seen is ES having or not challenging or not accepting the volume, the direction of this volume here, and showing rejection happened yesterday. Nasdaq show continuation the day previous. So there is not, these markets are not in sync. There are some small signs that I can see that is showing me that the markets are not in sync, or at least the ES or at least the ES and Nasdaq. I guess I can add here Russell or the Dow. Uh, let's see if I can do that. This is becoming interesting here. Let's duplicate this chart here so I can see. Just a second. Luna, easy. All right. Where is it? Okay. Let's see if I can put NAS E. The Dow here. This is YMZ I guess C-bot. Is it C-bot? I won't know if I don't try. There you go, it's C-bot. Huh. Let's check this. 56%. Oh boy, this is very nice. Okay, I want to use. This is interesting here. I don't have data for the Dow. This is delayed. Well, it's only 20 minutes. It is not going to have an impact uh, on this daily charts. Okay, let's do something else. Let's change the name of this to display daily volume profile. This is going to be um daily volume profile. Okay, apply. Okay. Uh, so let me attach the window. Here you go. Here you go. So I have daily. I have ES. I have Nasdaq. I have Dow. Oh, this is really beautiful here. Huh. It's too big. I don't want to make it too big. Let's make it small. Only this much. Okay. How much data? I had too much. Oh, look at this. Huh. Is this the all-time high for the Dow? Let's check. So that's why I have this. Oh yeah, this is the all-time high. Okay, let's do that. Now that I have plenty of plenty of time in my hand, I can do this. Heck. Uh-oh. All-time high here. Alright. Notice where this accumulation of volume is here. This is okay. This is different. This market is kind of okay. Okay. I can see something here. Let's do the same thing. Where's the ellipse? Here, I got this volume, this area of volume. I'm going to move it to as far as I can to the right. I got the same thing down here. This one is not that big. Now let's move this one to the right, as far as I can to the right. What do we have in the lower side? Let's see. So since what I do is, oh come on, man! Wow, this is really interesting. Uh, this is pretty interesting. This is a nice market here. This is wider. As you can see here, I'm going to merge these 2 days here. This is where this market make a stand. And can you see how relevant is when I just start to observe, what the heck, when I start to observe, I cannot move more. Okay, where the market gets in sync. Now I did see the ES, I did see the same thing in Nasdaq, now I've seen the same thing in Dow, right? And probably if I check Russell, it's going to show the same thing, right? Which shows these four major indices being in sync, right? Now, in here, there's more accumulation here, okay? an inside. Is this an inside day? No, it's accumulation here. But the next day doesn't take this accumulation out. No? If this would have been taken to the lower side, probably would have targeted this lower side and try attempt to establish another leg, but it rather goes to the upside. And now we have the same phenomenon. We have another trend, another channel here, but it doesn't have the Dow is not showing. For example, it is clearer here. It is clearer. Market rate. It is clearer for this market that it has a range right there, right? Uh-oh. I stand right. What is no? I want to stand right. No. Okay. No. Apply. Okay. Okay. You can see this range here. Let's duplicate. Let's copy and move this lower. Can it be here? Yes, it can be here. Can it be here? It was here. Now this range is widening here. It is using this one as a support. You can see that. You can see that here. Let's change this to white. I don't know anybody that trades the Dow here. It is quite interesting chart, though. Okay. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't want to have too much data here. 55% memory. I guess I'm going to keep this to see what happens, right? I have Dow here. Now I'm going to add here. Let me save the chart book, okay? Save. And now I'm going to duplicate this chart, duplicate. But this time I am going to, this is a duplicate, what? I'm going to change this to first. Let's change the display. This is going to be Rosa. Symbol RTY. CME. Apply all. There you go. Oh, look at that. This needs to be maximized. Wow, man, this is quite different market here. Very different market. Huh. This is a different market. The same pattern on the lower side, right? This is what I say, that probably I would see some accumulation in the lower side in Russell, same as I did see in the Dow. Let me add this one here as well, just to monitor for upside continuation. This one seems to be a support for Dow. Now, oh boy, this is really bad. I'm starting to see this thing. Okay, look at this label here in Russia. Right? You can see the breakout here happening to the upside. A range here, a range here. All right. Two things. Look at the formation. Okay. Let me see if I can zoom this one. Look at this one. Look at this formation here. The whole day, my God, man, the whole day was accumulation here, huge accumulation here. It didn't take it. It rather this little part is just makes this one. What I can do here is I can join, I can merge these 2 days here. Let's merge these 2 days, okay? Because they're basically the same. But look at the risk of this here, man. Look at the risk is happening here. All right, let's tremendous. What we have seen in the Dow, I mean in the ES here during this day is what I'm seeing happened in the Russell down here. Uh, Let me add. How can I add something? Arrow leaves marker. I need to see text. Where do I put text? Text tool. Text. Do you have any type text? Okay. Merged profiles. Merged 2 days. 2 day merged. Okay. I want to be aware of that. Here. 2 day merged. Okay. Oh, look at, oh, come on, man. Yeah, okay, that's one thing, all right? Is this guy or this low pretty much we have 2 days buying from this low. What we have right below? Good volume here, right? Good volume here. Absolutely nothing here to when this market breaks to the upside. Absolutely nothing, right? The day that is supposed to show upside continuation. Look at the whites here, right? Look at the whites here, right? And the next thing that happens, we are seeing what happened during this day is now happening as we speak today. I can pretty much join these 3 days or 4 days here. I can merge these 4 days here, right? What I'm seeing here is this market is in short covering mode and is not showing upside continuation. It is instead of the market, feels this thing, right? And instead of maybe having some upside here, right? It is just adding, it is making this shape wider and wider. Okay, the risk here is very high. Now, the risk of being long is very high. That enough is not. That only is not enough for me to show to go short, for example, right? Because what I see here, there's no selling here. There's no selling here. There's absolutely no selling down here as well. All right. So there's no reason to short this market. Okay. But absolutely, for absolutely no reason, I will be long here. Well, this is just short-term trading. Okay, I have RT, daily volume profile down. Now this is becoming interesting, okay? Let's see how much volume do we have today in H6. What the heck are you doing there? 2000. No, it's not showing much. Market profiles. Alright. This turned out to be a really interesting, really nice day to really nice days to use to study this market. Alright. Now I'm going to save and look at the bigger picture here. Let's save. I want to save this. I don't want to make any, just in case I make any mistake. And I do a save also in my hard drive. Alright, alright. Save as, and then I save this in Sierra, just regular Sierra folder, which is in C. Save. Okay. I mean, I save it in the cloud. Okay. I was before going over there, I was talking about Nasdaq here. Nasdaq may have done that, may be doing something here. Just check the lower portion of the screen is Nasdaq. Just look at this, man. Look at this. Okay, this can be maybe a look below. Be aware of this. Be careful here. This market. The next thing that this market can do is target the opposite side of this range. Right? I have absolutely nothing here in the upper side. Otherwise, as the market went lower, nothing here, right? So there's no acceptance. How much volume do we have? Look at this volume, man. 20% lower than yesterday for the Nasdaq. 26% lower than yesterday for ES. As I say, there's no need for me now to check volume here, but you can see this, right? Now, look at this period here. This is when the third period is when it shows the most. 7, let's see, 7, 10, 11, 4, 7. Oh boy. Every time lower and lower and lower. Really low, really bad day volume wise. Okay, there's no need for me now to check this. I have it um I have it here now. So sometimes we just have too much information in our charts that are duplicating, right? What I'm trying to do, or what I try to do with this new configuration is to not to duplicate um, um, the information that I may see here. Now Nasdaq, let's check now. Let's talk about Nasdaq a little bit here. Erase, I'm going to erase this one. So I'm going to erase, but as you, I don't want to erase. Oh, just for disclosure, I didn't even open my laptop today. I don't, I haven't, I have no intention to place any trade. Uh, Copy and move. Look at this highs. There's some. Uh, Look at this highs here. What's going on here? What's going on here? Don't know. Yeah. Settled yesterday. Settled Nasdaq was around this reference here. This is not a reference anymore. What happened yesterday in the ES? This is what I'm saying, right? What happened yesterday in the ES, right? You can see the Nasdaq is doing the same thing today, right? So they are doing kind of like doing the same, but one is lagging the other one. It it There are good odds that the low can be in Nasdaq if I had to choose. Being short is very risky here as well. Something I wouldn't do. Let's check question high, right? This is no, it's not question. This is a poor high. Poor high. Poor high. Yeah. Okay. What is halfback? What is yesterday's halfback? I am interested. I want to see what halfback is yesterday. Copy and move drawing. Okay, I guess I. This is the thing about Nasdaq, man. These charts are just so big. The values are just so big that What the heck are you, man? This was yesterday. This is listed for. Well, oh, here it is. Copy and move drawing. Here it is. This is halfback. This is yesterday's halfback. It is kind of saying. I mean, this is very questionable high, man. This is very risky. Poor high. Poor high. Poor. It's not just poor. It is a very questionable. It is a very questionable high. Why I say? Let me elaborate. Why this is a very questionable high? Because this is POC. I got selling. They are selling on this POC. They have watched this POC. Also, coming from this day's saddle, this day's POC. This is yesterday's POC. This is the high, pretty much the same. High is pretty much the same as overnight high. There's a lot of short-term references here. Where's halfback of this year? Man, I hate. Sometimes I had to say, man. Sometimes it's just so hard to do to highlight these levels in Nasdaq. This is the ranges are so wide. Where's halfback here in this day? The heck? I mean, no, I don't care about that. I really care about. During this day, I got. Look at that. Look at that, man. POC. This day's POC. Very mechanical trading here. Oh, halfback is down here. What? What the heck is this? What is that? Let me check what the heck is the current long. I don't know. This is halfback, I believe. This is daily halfback. Yesterday's halfback. Oh, it's today's halfback. This reference, believe it or not, the market just look at this reference so often, man. Copy and move driven. Halfbacks here. Standard profile. Oh boy, look at. Oh, come on, man. Let me. Oh boy, this is so fun, man. It looks to me like a probable correction is underway now, or can be underway. Just check this out. Look at this high here, three highs here, three highs down here, all right? This low here, okay? This low here. Let me check where do I have low. What do I have settled for? Yes, 68, 55, 75. 68, 68, 55, 75. Is this the one? Yeah, down here. Okay, this is different. But look at what since we are talking about Nasdaq now, just look at this. Let me maximize this. There's something interesting going on here. This is absolutely short term, and this is the risk. Something that can happen here. Doesn't necessarily have to happen, but I see this happen quite often. Okay. Do you remember? Do you remember the ES making this low, right, on Friday, right exactly the setup? Okay, remember that because something similar is happening as we speak in Nasdaq. We have settled yesterday, settled, and Nasdaq. This when this kind of actions, this kind of behavior happening in Nasdaq is even more indication that is very, very, very short time frame trading because since Nasdaq has this very wide range, is you always have to give some room for the market to run um, before um, uh, before I take an action uh, or determine before I can determine that my trade is wrong. Okay. Now, when I see this kind of behavior, this pullback here, because this is a rally, right? It seems like it's a trending, seems similar like a trending day, right? Seems right? It's not. This is slightly. There's some things here that tells me that it's not a trending day. Well, for once, it's an inside day. But this pullback that is being bought exactly almost to the tick, right, from sell for a market that has this such a wide ranges. This is a nuance here. The next thing we know is is bought, okay, is bought from halfback here on this period halfback. Next thing is bought again. Not it doesn't represent previous period halfback, but it represents the low of that period. So that gives us a tremendous amount of weakness now in this area. And as we speak, another time this market is bought. So we have three periods low here, but the same thing is happening to the upside. We have three periods low here. So this can be something here. But this is why I say that there can be something here because this is this is a day in which values overlapping high, right? And this high, the current high, is right at where everything started here. So all of these shorts here were coming from a really weak, uh, from a very specific reference. Okay, very specific reference, and that gives me that tells me that the odds that inventory, that short inventory is in the hand of weak traders is high, and that's why I say that probably we have seen already a low today. All right. Now remember, there's also this accumulation here. We may see something. We might see. Notice what we have here, right? Two highs here, two highs down here. Uh, this is there is potential for a sequential trade here right now forming, meaning the market can take this highs and then come back and take this highs out, maybe correcting this one, and then either target this low, this high, or maybe target this high, just to immediately target the opposite one. Or if I take this one, I might target this one. So there's nothing clear here. There's a lot of uncertainty, and many of these uh, um, the market lacks a conviction in any direction, and sometimes events like the one that we are going to have tomorrow, or maybe what China Power has to say is what it's going to give us. You know, it can be the trigger or the catalytic for the market to do something. So this is really interesting here. I'm not interested. I am not interested in doing anything, but it is really interesting. It's kind of like becoming interesting there. Now there was a lag in these markets, right? There's a lag in these markets, notice what ES is doing. You know, every time this market has stayed below zero, has been bought, right? So maybe we may see something here as well, something aiming to fix this high here, and with it, these ones. I have no idea, as I say. I have no idea. I am not interested at all. And if I look back, I may see actually volume accumulating in between these two areas here. Now, let's check what I'm going to do now. What the heck? This is the daily histograms. This is the ES. Trying to form a really small range here. Let's see if there's something to the upside. We may find some resistance. We have to monitor the market for continuation here. This will put the market really too close back again to previous month high, which is why I have my main reference in the upper side is last month on November high. I guess we have talked plenty about the ES. Now Nasdaq. Believe it or not, Nasdaq is weaker than the ES. Right? The high is not that close to previous month. Weekly is higher, daily is lower, but there's a gap here that can be the obsession of this market. Again, check if you check the daily. We had talked about this as well. You check the daily, we got these ranges here. Right? Has looked below. Next thing maybe looking above, looking the opposite side of this range, and if it does that, it can target the gap. Closing the gap puts the market kind of like around this area in the monthly, and still remaining to the downside. You can target this part to the center of this range. Again, this is really kind of nowhere to land here. You know, the closer it goes to the center, and the more chop we are likely to observe there. Notice how low volume here. Weekly also is having lower, but I mean, but this was a short week, right? Maybe it's not that bad. Russell, we have seen this is a very curious. Oh, there's another all-time high. What I have in my charts is not an all-time high. I guess this is what I saw. Well, it has another one just above that. Very questionable high here. Potential for a sequential trade here. Very questionable high here. Right at the 50s, right? So this can be the edge of a range here. If there's a breakout here, there are good also. This market can make an all-time high before the end of the year. The weekly is also is reaching the opposite side. As look below this range, come back into the range, it's checking the upper side. It doesn't need much to make an all-time high again. It's a pullback of this upside trend. It's a first pullback. It's another pullback here. I think this market doesn't look bad really. There are good odds that this market it has better odds than the other two to make an all-time high. Better odds than Nasdaq certainly. Now the Dow. Let's check the Dow. Mm-hmm. The Dow also remains strong. It's a market to the upside in the monthly. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 months going higher. This is an inside. This can make a high. The weekly is trending to the upside. The first sign of change here. This may find this is coming back and checking this range. It may, if it doesn't find support here, it can, or if it has support here, it can check this high actually. But it is showing some elongation, but it looks more like short covering here. Volume is low here. You can see this in the lower side here. Right? It doesn't. It's not attracting. As the market goes higher, it's not attracting volume. Mechanical selling from the one. Mechanical buying from 100 here. It trends to the upside here. What else? Can we check? Let's check now. The other markets. Let's check the bond market, for example. Market monitor. What the market? This markets are the ooh. Man, look at this. This can be the reason why this market. Oh boy, this is okay. Let me check it. Let's check the let me check the intraday of this. This low is not good, and this oh boy, this is not good. Oh boy, but this is yeah again the same thing. This look at that. Just check this out, man. Short covering. Markets gets long. Markets gets too long. I mean long liquidation. Market gets too long. Market gets long. Market gets long. Right? There's liquidation here. Every time the market has got long, the market has got liquidation. Liquidation can actually strengthen the market. Same pattern, same behavior. Same behavior here. Same thing here. Kind of weak lows here. Ah, my crude oil doesn't look good at all. This looks terrible here. This market can go lower. Short covering, long liquidation, accumulation, rotation, gold, long liquidation. No, this markets are terrible, man. This is really. There's a lot of chop in this market. Okay, now this is the daily. This one, I have seen that this doesn't look good at all. And now, if you check the daily, it looks even worse. It may come down to here. What I will pay attention to the dollar is the 200 moving average there. There's a clear upside trend here, and gold, they're buying from the 50, not even challenging the 50, right? Not even getting closer to the 50 here. There's a lot of chop here, man. Be aware, okay? Be aware of 200 here. The 30 has already, this is the 30 years, the 30 years. This is the 10-year bonds, bond market, you know. It is what happened, what's happening here? Actually, we have the 50, 100, and 200 here. Each time it's being bought here, we might see some buying coming from the 200 and trading like this one. before it's taken, or before the even you can this market can take sideways actually. Same goes here. There's a lot of chop maybe until the end of the year. Here, now let's check the big text here. Netflix range. This can go higher actually. Accumulation here. What is meta? Meta. Look at this. Short covering, long liquidation. Long liquidation. Subway trading, trending day. Yeah, trending day. Buying from very mechanical references. Inside day, very narrow range, so this can explode in any direction. Long liquidation, short covering, long trend, long liquidation. We may see some sideways trading. Man, but there is nothing here in this market, brother. Nothing. Attempting to do any kind of trade is, yeah, well, the odds that I got something out of this are very low. Something good are very low. Um, Let me bring the other chart and let's check some other stocks here. Indices. No, this is not what I want. Where are you? Okay, ETFs. Detach gadget. Let's check some ETFs here. That's magnificent. Those are the 7, including Nvidia. There is okay, because this is what the market. Look at that, man. There's a range here. There's a 2-week range here. You can break out here to the upside. This is what is holding the market actually. Sideways trading here in the weekly, and this is going. I mean, this is an inside. I mean, in the monthly, the monthly is a range. Okay? The weekly is penny higher, is establishing a support there. 2 ranges here, right? One up here, another one down here. Doing different things in all time frames. Bitcoin. The SPY shows a kind of like if see, when you trade the ES, there are these contracts expirations, right? The If I use a SPY, I can see some kind of like a more continuous chart here. Why I say that? For example, if we check if if I check March contract, for example, right now March is trading above 6,900, right? It's trading 69.14 right now. But today's December contract is 60. That's basically like 60 points lower. 60, 70% lower. Right? So when the rollover is completed, the market is going to jump like about 60 points, but not because it has been traded outwards that or there has been a big gap to the upside, but it's just the new content that starts at those prices. SPY shows a chart, like a more continuous chart. But just look at this weekly. Man, this is beautiful here. You can see here, this is huge range here. Right? Very clear range, right? Can I say so? The market is going to break, it's going to collapse. Yes, it's going to someday, not now. No? Just after, look how many weeks since April, right? Since April, the market has just looked below this range. Right? It's the first time it's doing that. So probably now it's going to check this one, right? Okay. So that the thing is, since the range has lasted that long, it might be become too obvious now. It's getting old. What everybody expects to happen. Okay, this market has looked below, and now, before I know it, this market is going to be up here, right? No, that's the reason for this market. There can be some sideways trading now here now. That's a weekly, okay? And look at how narrow this range is. This is in the daily time frame. This is going lower. This is going higher. And actually, oh, look at this, man. Check this out. This is something I did not expect it. Okay. That's the beauty of these days. Look at this. The SPY actually has taken this high out. Oh. So there's no more. There's no more downside in a bigger time frame here. Okay. So we have good odds maybe here that the market is going to form a range here. Maybe this is what is coming here. We may see some upside here, following this, and then this can be the area that's within 680 and 690. Oh, very interesting. Spider is the same. No, these markets are there's not certainty here in these markets, man. It seems like markets are just evil now. There is no there's no compromise in this market. It seems like this can be showing that something like everything like in fashion that in the way that everything has been already priced in. Seems. Alright. Maybe we will see back and forth the men's shop until maybe next year. Don't know. Hey Zero. Oh boy. I apologize, brother. I didn't see you. I usually don't check the chat that often. I do this. What I do, I don't know. Are you still there to begin with? 0888. Are you still there? Well, it seems like you are not there. I'm so sorry I didn't answer your question. I do these streams basically to help myself accountable to myself. It is a way I found uh, to keep myself focused in the market. And what I do, my main activity is I am short-term trade. I trade basically, and I trade almost exclusively ES. Eventually, sometimes I trade Nasdaq, but over and over, when I do that, uh, I kind of regret doing that, and I just decided to leave Nasdaq alone. I don't do Nasdaq. It's for me, it's a market that's too thin, and I don't do Bitcoin. Bitcoin is even thinner. It's way, 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 way thinner, and it's just it makes it for me, or for the way for how I see markets, for how I see trading. Bitcoin just for me doesn't make sense. I don't know. I guess I can see Bitcoin here as well. Oh, hello. I'm sorry I didn't answer the question. Zeros 888. I basically do this stream to hold myself accountable to myself. I find out that doing the streams is very helpful for me to remain focused on the market. And actually, remaining focused in the market makes me that I miss many times. I miss the chat because I am not that focused in the market. I'm just basically. I found, for example, that when I trade, I keep analyzing, keep watching the market. Right? If I put myself out there and just talk about what I am thinking, I force, right? I force my brain to organize my ideas so I can verbalize my thoughts. The fact that I do that makes me realize that, or the following thing, right? That I am aware of what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing, and actually I don't have a clear idea of what the heck I am doing. If I cannot speak clearly or directly of what I'm thinking, that means that I don't know what I'm talking about. Right? That means that I'm not sure what's happening or what I'm doing. And that's why I have this stream up. I don't have a business of stream. I don't sell subscriptions. I don't sell strategies. I don't sell indicators. I have a Discord channel that I haven't visited. I haven't updated in a while. Um, I am planning to do. I have a website that I am building. Uh, so I have something out there that I'm planning to put in the open. But the approach of that is basically to put myself out there, right, and to highlight what what trading is about, right? What the struggles that we traders face every day. It is a highly competitive activity. It's very hard. This is a business that is very hard. I think this is one of the hardest business there is. Um, if I'm going to make it very simplistic or super simple, it is basically trading is basically about ourselves. Because I can put in a strategy, or any successful trader can put in a strategy out there in the open. It doesn't mean if I do, I will repeat, or I try to replicate what that trader does, it's not going to be useful. Same like, for example, Lionel Messi, or Tom Brady just write their approach to the game and just put it out there. And as a matter of fact, they did that, right? Or they have talked about that and just openly talk about how they approach every game. But that didn't make successful quarterbacks. Anyone that has watched those speeches or those interviews, that didn't have an impact, in real impact on them. Uh, it is basically about ourselves. That's what I have this stream, and I don't do my main activity is ES. Sometimes I do Nasdaq, but I find out Nasdaq be very thin, which makes the market very volatile. And Bitcoin is even it has is even thinner than Nasdaq. It's more volatility than Nasdaq. Volatile than Nasdaq. I guess I can. Let me see if I can find. I can show. I can show that here. Here I can find what's the ticker. Bitcoin ticker. Bitcoin ticker in zero charts. Oh, oh, oh. I guess it's Bitcoin, BTC. Let's see, but I don't know what exchange is. What's the exchange? CME? Okay, let me see. Let me see if I can find something. What do I do here? Let me duplicate this chart. Duplicate chart. Let's go to BTC, Bitcoin. This is futures. Do I have some? Hey, I have here. No, look at these charts, man. And this is why I don't do Bitcoin. This is what I do. I mean, I don't do Nasdaq. Um, Bitcoin is even worse. Right? I mean, it's even thinner. Let me maximize the intraday of Bitcoin. Oh boy, how thin is this market, man? Look at that, brother. Okay, let me see. Futures. This is Bitcoin futures. Huh? Right. Check out these numbers. Just check out these numbers here. What do you have here? 1, 4, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2. Can you imagine? Can you imagine somebody coming here and buying, for example, 6 bitcoins? This market is going to be all the way up to here in a fraction of a second. Yeah? Nasdaq itself is I consider Nasdaq to be thin, very thin, right? And look at what Nasdaq has at any given level, right? High volume, reds are high volume. I have for this period, for example, high volume is 270. Right? Compare that to ES at the current period. I have 6,000 contracts at this level, for example, right? Um, at this level here. I don't know what level, but I don't care about the level itself, right? But look at the volume, 6,000, almost 7,000 volume here. This high volume in Nasdaq, 300, 375. Any high volume in Bitcoin. Which one is the biggest one? This one. Oh, this one is the biggest one. Here, and this one's the big one. Here, this one's bigger in this period. How much? How many? How many contracts I have here? 5, man. 5 contracts. 4, 10 here. Yeah. it's absolutely for me. It's absolutely um, the risk, right, is just too high here. Anyone can come. Anyone that have some Bitcoin to sell or to buy, or if you want to buy, can't take this market very low or very high at any given moment. And from the trading point of view, right, this is just for me at least, yeah, is not worth. I can still check. I can still check. I have never, actually, never did this. Look at look at the volumes as well. If you compare today's to yesterday, look how much volume I have today in this period, right? Relative to yesterday's fixed period, 60% lower. So any advance that comes with that kind of volume is very has has good also being retraced. I can see here in this market, for example, the approach for every market is going to be the same. There is accumulation, liquidation, accumulation here. Right now, short covering. Look at what this market has, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 lows altogether. The same thing goes to the upside. This can go higher and then go lower, or it can go lower and then higher. There's no conviction at all in this market. Uh, just for the sake, now that I'm doing this, let me duplicate this chart so I can see profile, the histograms. Chart, duplicate, where are you? Duplicate here. Let's check in Bitcoin here. Let me see, just a second. Let me fix this guy here. I'm zooming too much. All right, that's better. Let's check. Yes. Oh, as we speak, look at what happened to Nasdaq, right? You have this range, this has look above the range, and now it actually may check this low, this one here. Very, uh, uh, yeah, this is very education. The education that we can have, I can get out of 2 days is really, really good. Now let's change this to Bitcoin. Bitcoin. Upload. Apply. Okay. Okay. What the heck? What do you want? 94. Go to end chart. Alright. Oh boy. Oh, come on, man. Look how thin these markets are. That's completely empty. So how much I had zoom out here. Look at, I mean, look at here, man. Look at here. There's nothing. As this market goes higher, there's nothing here. Nothing. Absolutely nothing here, and still keep going higher. It's just collapse here. Dries on the upside, dries on the upside. Nothing here, regardless, keeps going lower. Look at this emptiness, 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 emptiness. Very thin market. I don't see a reason, right, to do any kind of, well, at least that's for the type of trader that I aim to be in. It makes no sense to me. Right? Nasdaq being a thin market is really hard for me. Um, Bitcoin is, boy, is 400 times thinner than Nasdaq, basically. So I guess the short answer is no. I don't do Bitcoin. I don't have plans to do Bitcoin anytime soon. All right, it is 2:34 p.m. Eastern time in the US. There's absolutely nothing here in these markets to watch, to do. Chances are, if you are short-term trader and you were trading, chances are that you have fought for chop here in this market. All right, all right, guys. Unless you have any questions or comments, I will be calling it a day. I will be here. I don't know if I am going to be streaming during FOMC, but definitely I'm going to be. I think the odds that something may come out tomorrow are high, depending on how the market approaches that date. We may see some sort of a sequential trade tomorrow, but it will all depends how tomorrow's profile or tomorrow's shape is, right? How it ends as we get closer to the press conference, the Chairman Powell press conference. What I mean with that is, for example, in Nasdaq, we have these two low here, sequential potential for the five cracker effect here, but the same way as we have this low, double low here, we have this double high here. All right, same thing on Nasdaq, on ES. This is an inside day. This is clearer here, but you can basically draw a trend line down here in the ES, right? It's more obvious here, but very narrow range here, very narrow range. Right? We might see something, but I would be very careful here because something the scenario may be a look below and fail. Actually, that can be even the case now, but it's not that clear. Right? It's not that clear as this one was. Uh, all right. I hope you have a wonderful day so far. I hope you have a fall for price. The chop that we have witnessed today has been tremendous. And wish you a very good rest of the day. If I don't see you tomorrow, trade well. See you. Oh, There's something I forgot. I forgot here, and it is curious how um, this actually was the main thought that I had coming into today's stream, right? And what it was is that the day previous to this kind of significant relevant events like FMC tomorrow, eh, usually it's there are thin days, and whatever happened during the day previous usually is taken back the next day. I haven't seen anything like that today, but the day has been very thin. This is just kind of like trading in a small range. It seems like it's going to be, we may see something during FOMC, and the reaction to the press conference can be different. So got to be aware of those things tomorrow. But again, very short time, very short time frame trading going on. All right, have a wonderful rest of the day. Stay safe. Now, I don't say bye.